press the tag button to play as your captured enemy.
Hey everybody, one of these
Then press the
we are
tag
going
button
to move
again
on
to
with
return to
introduction
playing
number
as your
24,
Skylander.
regardless of Eon telling us things we already know. Cleared out some of the cache with the legendary blades there, and as soon as I find him, here he is. We were putting Fryno on first.
Crash and burn!
Alright, so 3 fire Skylanders collecting elemental power increased. This is Fryno. He was a new lander in Swap Force. He is back with his repose adjectives in front of his name, Hawkwild Fryno. Slogan, of course, crash and burn. Let's go ahead and
I even impressed myself!
come into that. Here we go. Here's my stats spreadsheet. There's Hawkwild Fryno. We're going to come in 2 stats, obviously. Interesting, it looks like he came in like preheated, if you will. I've kind of been like losing my voice here the last hour, so there's a peppermint's hopefully working in my favor. His max health is 330, that's obviously totally boxed up. Armor is 6, which is really low, really low. Speed 60, critical hit 20, elemental power 39, boxed up, would have been 25. We will back out.
Hello, small fry!
I feel like the headset is still messed up. It fell the other day. Let's see how that works. Alright, we're going to come in and take a look at his powers. Box stock, he has Brawl. Press X to punch nearby enemies. Speed and damage of punches is increased depending on heat. Heat, of course, ties in with his secondary attack, which is Heated. Press B repeatedly to smash the ground and increase heat levels. So he is one of those difficult characters to document because he's basically got 2 sets of damage numbers, standard and heated. And then if I remember right, there's like gradients of the heat, which is ridiculous. But nonetheless, these next 4 are base upgrades. This is called the Horn and the Hog. This is his tertiary attack, and kind of where our Wow Pow draws from. So press Y to dash forward, dealing damage to enemies in the way. When heated, which is B till he's, basically charged up, Fryno jumps on a motorcycle to deal damage to nearby enemies. Next up is Built Tough. Health is increased, probably from punching the ground so much. I still would have preferred armor there. I griped about this in Swap Force. Next up is Fired Up. Press B repeatedly to throw a tantrum and become heated. Tantrums now have increased range and damage. After that, you've got Molten Fury. All attacks do increased damage when heated. Now you pick your path. Up top, you've got Brawler. Down below, you will have Hot Shot path. Brawler begins with Hot Hands. Press X to rapidly punch nearby enemies and release heat. It is followed up with Spiked Up. New metal gloves cause Hot Hands to do increased damage. And lastly, we have got Temperature Tantrum. Nearby enemies take damage while Fryno is heated. Going down to the Hot Shot path, you've got Born to Ride. The Horn and the Hog will always summon a molten motorcycle. That's cool, particularly since it's going to tie in with the Wow Pow, but on the flip side, it kind of is sad because he's a Rhino and he can no longer charge. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. Next up is Hot Rod. All attacks with the motorcycle do increased damage. And lastly, Crash and Burn. Fryno throws the motorcycle at the end of a dash, causing a massive explosion that damages nearby enemies. Who's paying for that? Soul Gem. Maximum Madness. Press B rapidly to make Fryno even more heated. So angry. Now, why do you buy Hogwild Fryno? A, you're a collector. B, you're a huge Fryno fan. C, you just had one from last time and you want to take his other path. But if you don't really fall into the big Fryno fan, if you're like, yeah, I explored both paths last time, don't really know how I'd get him again, not a fan of the pose, etc., then you would come in and your incentive is the Wow Pow and the fact that you can switch paths. The Wow Pow is the big sell, and it is called Burning Rubber. I'm actually looking forward to this one. While riding the motorcycle, hold B to go into a power drift, blasting enemies with molten rocks. So that sounds pretty sweet. Now, story on Fryno. Fryno was once a member of the notorious Blazing Biker Brigade and spent most of his youth riding around Skylands with the rest of his crew. But what Fryno didn't realize was that while he enjoyed a life of freedom and adventure, his crew was responsible for acts of burglary throughout Skylands. When Fryno discovered that he had been riding around with a bunch of villains, he burned with rage and demanded that they make amends for the wrongs they had done. This resulted in an epic fight which Fryno won and the disbanding of the Blazing Biker Brigade. Fryno was in the midst of returning the valuables his crew had stolen when he met Master Eon, who was impressed with his good character and fighting abilities. Thus, Master Eon offered him a membership to a new crew, as you guessed, the Skylanders. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to step outside, go over to the fish bird thingies with Persephone's, and we're going to hit the X button to Brawl, and then we actually do damage when he heats up, and then we're going to see what Brawl does while heated. So, again, a lot to take in, but we will see what we can do. So, let's get out of here and see if he's already preheated. No, he's not. So, I actually want to see if he...
I even impressed myself.
Huh. So he like shows up heated there even though he's not. That's interesting. Nonetheless, standard attack. He fires them off fairly quick. We should see a 60. There we go, finally. So 40 to 60. And then right here, this is what, you know, heated is. It's actually got really good range. You can see the 65 appearing. Half of that would be, what, 32 and a half, which would be 98 if you round up. Maybe we'll see it, maybe 97. So I guess they don't factor that in. That said, now, instead of doing 40 to 60, we're doing 46 to presumably 69 if we ever see that before it grinds out. There we go. We saw it. And the main thing is he just looks cool when he's heated. He's kind of got that like fired up evil look going on. So that said, that is Fryno. Why does he have cash? I took him into Swap Force to have him ready for upgrades. So that's the story there. Interestingly, for those of you that care, box stock in Swap Force, this Fryno, plus 30 on the health, 360 to 330, plus 12 on the armor, 18 versus 6. His speed is actually plus 17 here in Trap Team, 60 versus 43, and then his elemental power or critical hit is 9 in Swap Force. It's 20 here in Trap Team. So that's more information than most of you care about, but I am all about the little details for some reason. So it's just ingrained in my mind. That said, we have one returning character that is currently out that we have not introduced yet. That's going to be Gilgrunt. He will be intro number 25. I'm going to get Fryno off the portal, and we are going to put Series 4, our only Series 4 character on the portal, Tidal Wave Gilgrunt. So stay tuned for that. Again, big thanks for watching. Make sure you are subscribed here on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow me. I live stream the actual chapter gameplay from my Twitch account and then send it over here to YouTube. Personal site, oneofwisdom.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. I also strongly encourage you to check out the Skylander Club forum. SkylanderClub.com/forum. That is the place to be. It is geared for the high-end, serious Portal Master players, collectors, people who just enjoy the game, want factual information, and appreciate the little things, the details, the trinkets, the Easter eggs, the stats with actual numbers. We got a lot of great people on board. If you check it out and you like what you see, I encourage you to sign up. We would absolutely love to have you. That said, for myself and Hogwild Fryno, we're going to get out of here before Eon can say something, and we will catch you back as we introduce Series 4 Tidal Wave Gilgrunt.